First story. Man, I am so hurt right now, angry right now, confused right now. One minute I'm wanting Katie more than ever, and I need to be told everything will be okay and we will be able to move on. Then the wave of thoughts, concerns, anxiety hit and my mind runs wild. I loved this woman more than anything. This hurts. This is tough. Then next I feel so disrespected and so unwanted that I am scared to ever trust and put all of myself out there again. The selfishness, deceit, and carelessness. The lack of not thinking about me. The new reality is I'm not sure I will ever be able to feel as open and vulnerable ever again. This bothers me as I feel I deserve someone that offers that deep connection. Why did you do this to me? I feel angry. I put this woman on a pedestal and did everything I could to let her know she was my everything. She was an amazing wife, friend, therapist, and lover. This woman blessed me with 2 amazing, beautiful children. The greatest gifts she could have ever given. I was obsessed with my wife. Thought about her all day every day. She knew this. I craved her touch, presence, beauty, and voice. She recharged my heart. I feel worthless. If I couldn't be good enough now, how in the hell am I ever going to be good enough? I was all in. Sure, I am not perfect by any means. We have been through a lot, especially in our younger days. The good and the bad. The peaks and the valleys. But never anything like this. It hurts knowing she didn't consider how this would affect me. I feel betrayed. I got to the point in my life where I felt grown in our relationship and closest to Katie, 18 years together and 10 married. Communication and opening up became natural. My true ride or die. My other half I needed to complete me. My best friend. The one person I could buy myself around, deeply trust, and tell anything just hurt me badly. I feel destroyed. Second story. Me, M28, found out my wife, F29, had an ongoing year-long affair. I found out because she liked to take videos of us together and she had to do something. So I stopped the video and found a lot of photos and videos on her phone. I was instantly crushed. My heart sank to the floor. I asked who this man was and she said, forget what you saw, don't worry about it. But she then confessed to a year-long online affair. This wasn't just a friend with benefit thing, this was a full-blown emotional and intimate relationship. I saw messages of I love you, you are my world, I want to have a kid with you, photos of wedding dresses and plane tickets, prices to go visit him. This man also had a wife and kid. He was manipulative to them and to my wife. He was dependent on her. She would constantly take everything, showers, and lock the door, so she could put in her AirPods and just listen to him. She let him control a toy on her. They even photoshopped photos of us having sex with his face on my body. How could I have been so blind? I had some suspicions because she was protective of her phone. I just feel like an idiot and embarrassed. The love of my life didn't even think it would hurt me. She thought I'm making myself better for my husband. She was delusional. She was never going to tell me. She abandoned me and our daughter for the last year. I put her high up and did everything she ever asked of me. She would yell at me and say all the faults in our marriage were on me. She called me selfish and said I wasn't meeting her needs. I tried everything I could and made myself better for her. But her mentality was already gone and closed off to me. 2 weeks before I found out, she was crying to me saying I was her person and then still went on for 2 weeks cheating on me. Everything I've ever had joy is now gone. I don't have interest in my hobbies, and I am constantly breaking down at work, overprotective of my daughter from her. Our daughter doesn't even know what's going on. I feel so bad for her. Yet I chose to stay. I don't know why. I haven't broken my vows to her. She is very remorseful, in despair over what she has done. She said she will make it up for the rest of my life. She said she has deleted everything of him and the app they used for contact. I checked and there is nothing. I want to believe this was her wake-up call, but I'm scared to trust her. She has taken full responsibility for the wrong and selfishness she has committed. I also owned up to the mistakes I made. After 1 month it feels like our connections has been the best it's ever been. I am trying to focus on day by day, win the day, but I'm scared still. The pain is unbearable from the betrayal, and for the past 3 years she didn't love me and just tolerated me. She says that isn't true, but that's how it felt. I just want us to be okay, keep my daughter safe. I want there to be hope for my wife and I, but it's hard. I'm sorry I failed as a husband. This was always my biggest fear growing up and promised I'd be the best husband ever. I failed. I'm sorry. Third story. Hey, everyone. I dated a girl, C, for a long time and we got engaged back in 2022, but just before the wedding she left me and accused me of cheating. We never broke contact after that and have been casually seeing each other for the last 1.5. Well, 3 months ago she reached out to me and told me she wanted to reconcile. So we started dating. We would go to mass every Saturday and go on lunch dates every weekend. This continued until this Friday night. Me and her were fooling around in her car when she starts getting text messages from a guy named N. For context, she told me that a few months ago, she got married only on paper because one of the partners at her clinic was Canadian and needed green card, and that she'll be divorced in July. Big red flag. She's a doctor and is running a GI clinic, so this in ways made some sense. But she repeatedly they don't live together and are not involved. Well, that guy texting her had her new last name and the name appeared on the card. I thought, why would they be texting this late at night? I don't use Facebook much and had her blocked since our called off engagement, but I unblocked her and did some digging. She was full-blown just married to this guy, and I sent her a screenshot of his Facebook profile, and she freaks out, begging to call me that if he finds out she'll go to jail for adultery. The 9. I call her, and she tells me that they got married for green card, but he doesn't want to get divorced and wants to be together. But she said she was adamant that she wants to leave, but that she's scared I'll tell him and cause an at-fault divorce, and she'll lose everything. She tells me just has a deep connection with me and wants to be with me, but that she needs some space to think. I say okay and was going to leave it at that, but I started thinking. She told me 2 things. One, that she had feelings for him, which is why she said yes to the green card marriage, and that his parents didn't know. Well, why would she want to get divorced at all if she had feelings for him? And I could see his parents commenting on their post on the relationship status of married to each was public. Then she blocked me on Facebook and he blocked me. This girl is one of the best liars and manipulators I've ever seen. I looked up his name on Snapchat and he actually popped up on people you may know. I reached out and probably gave him to worst news he's ever gotten. Sent him screenshots of out messages. Told him about the necklace I bought her which he found in her car. She deleted everything and it was clear her tactics was just going to be to lie and tell him I'm some crazy ex or something. He messaged me later that they were talking and were going to work it out. Not my circus, they can do whatever they want. But I'm so hurt by her and her actions again. For the record, I never cheated on her when she turned my world upside down the first time. And the fact that she's been having an affair with me her entire relationship with N. It's really shook me to my core that someone like her is capable of all this. Just wanted to vent. Fourth story. I've been married for 13 years. We had 4 children together. About 1.5 years ago, I found myself alone late at night looking through her phone. It was a terrible thing to do. I never really suspected she was cheating. She had lied about things before, but nothing related to cheating. I looked at her texts and found nothing. There were no emails or pictures or anything really. It was boring. That is until I saw an icon for WhatsApp and thought, why would she need this? When I opened it, I found one chat. But that one chat had a lot of messages and dated back almost 1 year. So I started reading. From what I gathered at first, it was someone she met playing an online mobile game, Werewolves. They had met each other and became friendly as part of the same clan. Soon they began DMing each other on WhatsApp. The messages became more personal and I quickly realized that my wife was speaking to a girl. A young gay girl. I was confused. The messages were strange to me. They messaged each other every day, always late at night when my wife was alone and sometimes for hours at a time. The messages were filled with heart emojis and frequent phrases like "I love you so much, I'm so lucky to have you, and I've missed you so much." It was a lot. I tried to convince myself that they were just friends and had grown close. Girlfriends speak to each other that way, right? Then I came across some other conversations. Quarrels. If my wife skipped a day of texting with this girl, she would get upset. She would get angry and send messages like, "I guess you'd rather spend time with someone else." It was possessive and creepy, but not as disturbing as my wife's response of, "I'm so sorry I hurt you. You mean so much to me." They even planned phone conversations when I was out of the house at night. Those were always followed up later in the evening by, "It was so nice to hear your voice. I love you so much." After reading this, I was sick. Not because I was shocked that she was having an inappropriate relationship with someone she met online, and not because it was with a gay woman. I was sick because deep down, I wasn't really shocked by all of it. I always had a suspicion that my wife was attracted to girls. I can't put my finger on why. It was just something I always kind of felt. So when I confronted her about it, she denied there was anything weird about it at first. Then after some pressure, she admitted that the girl got weird and she didn't know how to handle it. She assured me over and over again that she's not attracted to women and that this online relationship was just a friendship that got weird. She deleted the game and WhatsApp and told me she wasn't going to speak with her again. For me, nothing went away. It messes with my head constantly. Every time I bring it up, she flies into a rage and berates me for invading her privacy by going through her phone, and insists that all of it is in my head, and I need to work on my issues in therapy. I think my issue is just her selfishness. Last week she left her phone on the kitchen counter and I saw that she was playing the werewolves game again. It was open on her screen. I got upset. How could she start playing again after what had happened? She got overly defensive. Said that she thought it wasn't a big deal because she wasn't playing with anyone she knew online. To me, that wasn't the point. Now I'm in a bad place. I don't trust her. Don't have the stomach to confront her again. And feel like my kids are in a bad situation. I stare at my bedroom ceiling late at night and wonder how I got myself into this mess. Fifth story. I am 24, am deciding to move on from my ex, F25, today. It took a lot of sitting down and self-reflecting, but like many of you that have been cheated on, I too have asked the question if I should give this woman another chance. I've been in a relationship with her for 4 years, and on New Year's Day, I went through her phone and saw she had sex with one of her co-workers, more than once, for a couple of weeks. I recently moved to another state and we long-distanced for more than half the year. The reason why I even looked through her phone was BC. We were already having so many issues prior to the relationship ending. Keeping information to ourselves, the fear of confrontation which leads to little communication, a whole pyramid scheme that she was involved in, and just the lack of understanding between what we wanted. I wanted her to live with me when I moved states, and she made an excuse to stay home and focus on herself and her business. Anyways, after I begged for her to work things out after our fallout, she gave me one of the coldest no's ever mid-February, where I completely lost hope of us getting together again. The woman I loved was gone. She was smoking weed, drinking with her friends, lost her focus and vision, and didn't take care of herself like I expressed. For context, this woman was so beautiful when I met her. She was my everything. She challenged me to look at the world differently. She had such a positive outlook in life and was so kind and positive with others. She wanted to help others in life. She just radiated goodness all around, and something changed when I challenged her about dropping her pyramid scheme. Anyways, I moved on and focused on other things in life and met a new girl. Someone I didn't expect I'd quickly get attached to. But she was such a breath of fresh air, and I told her up front about how I recently got out of a bad relationship and I'm still healing. She didn't mind and was so head over heels for me. She also came out of a bad relationship in which she suffered through domestic violence. Things were looking good for us till my ex wanted to try again. This was late April, all of May. She gave me the spiel that all cheaters make. I can change and I want to make things right. I'm sorry for doing that to you and I'll never stop wanting you. I know you're healing and being with me isn't going to make it better, but I need you and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you heal. I realized I made huge mistake and I'm sorry for letting you go. I can go on and on about the loving things she said, and in my mind I started creating what ifs for her. My new potential relationship was put on pause while I figured out if I could trust her. I told the new girl that my ex was back in the equation and I saw how devastated she was. I potentially and still talking with my ex hurt her, and I feel so messed up for even considering her back. Her life has already had so many downs in it, and today I was sitting at work thinking that I don't want to lose this opportunity with her. I finally developed self-respect for myself and just told my ex that it's 100% over. I can't bring myself to believe her anymore. And I won't stoop to her level and hurt someone's feelings like she did to me. I am going to fix this. I am taking a ferry to see my potential new partner right now as I type this. I want to start my new relationship with clear and open communication and honesty. I don't want to leave her waiting and anxious if I choose her or my ex. It's not fair when in the back of my mind I already know what I want. I know this isn't a cheater story per se, but I feel so free knowing that I can move on from this. Please leave us a comment, like and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you on the next one.